Well, good afternoon. That certainly was a great lunch. The soup was really, really good too. It was just good quality all the way around, and we'd like to thank Tenaska for that. What I'd like to do is introduce to you the luncheon speaker. Okay, are we ready? Shh. 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 Thank you. The luncheon speaker is Robert Ramekers. He's the vice president from Tenaska. He manages Tenaska's domestic power plant development efforts, including both natural gas and renewable projects, and the marketing analysis involved with it, including due diligence and a variety of other issues, acquisitions, coordination of acquisitions, and financing, and just all kinds of things. He also leads the permitting activities for renewable projects being developed by the affiliate Tenaska Solar Ventures, which is developing the projects here in Imperial Valley. Prior to being Tenaska's Director of Marketing Services, he supervised the marketing team, which supports the company's power plant development acquisition and power marketing business, providing fundamental and analytical analysis of the North American power markets, and it's sort of a region-by-region analysis. Mr. Ramekers also represents Tenaska on a variety of business subcommittees, working groups, task force. He's very, very involved with energy, including the PJM Interconnect Planning Committee. He's earned a Bachelor of Science degree in engineering, industrial engineering from the University of Nebraska, of course, at Lincoln. And so with that, let's welcome Bob Ramekers.
Thank you, Tom. And welcome, everyone. It's great to see that we have so many local and state leaders with us for lunch today. Thank you for joining us and hope you enjoyed it. Today I want to talk a little bit about the importance of communities. As a power developer that frequently goes into new communities, building collaborative relationships where we develop, construct, and operate our facilities is critical to the success of our business. But first, let me give you some quick background on Tenaska. Tenaska has been developing power projects for 27 years. It's now one of the largest private independent power companies in the United States. Tenaska affiliates market natural gas, electric power, biofuels, and related agricultural commodities and natural gas fuels. We are also involved in private equity investment management, natural gas exploration and production, and electric transmission development. My job consists of managing a group within Tenaska that work on many of these diverse energy projects. Tenaska Solar Ventures, with which you are likely most familiar, is one of America's top 5 utility-scale solar developers, according to PV News, and a significant developer of solar power generation in Southern California. This includes Tenaska Imperial Solar Energy Center South, which achieved commercial operation in November, and Tenaska Imperial Solar Energy Center West, which will begin construction this year. Both of these projects are located right here in Imperial Valley. While we're proud of our company and of Tenaska Imperial South, we know all too well the communities in which we work can make or break our projects. It takes a long time to develop, permit, and construct renewable energy projects. And for companies like Tenaska, whose business model is to own and operate projects for a long term, there's an accountability that goes hand in hand with that long-term relationship that we develop in the communities where we operate. It's the people we meet and work with in a community who help us take projects from dreams to reality. Communities and the leadership in those communities make for successful projects. And such was the case with Tenaska Imperial South. We arrived in the Valley in 2009 with California's renewable portfolio standard. Electric utilities needed power generated from renewable resources. Imperial County has those resources in abundance: ever-present reliable sunshine, geothermal, and wind. As important as it is to have energy sources, no project would be completed without a business-friendly and welcoming community. The Imperial Valley has both. And Imperial County leaders have demonstrated visionaries in terms of recognizing the valley's potential to lead the state and the nation in the new renewable energy economy. These leaders see the possibilities for the Valley, and they have a strong desire to support the growth of the renewable energy industry, but more on that later. Development and construction of Tenaska Imperial South required community leadership, substantial collaboration, and teamwork. And many of those who contributed to the successful development of the project are here today. Among them, Tom DeBose at the Imperial Valley Economic Development Corporation, whom we met when we initially arrived here, and later, IVEDC President and CEO Tim Kelly and his team. And there's Jim Avery at San Diego Gas and Electric. Jim deserves special recognition. He and his colleagues are responsible for hundreds, maybe even close to 1,000 megawatts of renewable energy projects getting built here in Imperial County. Our estimates are that each of these 100 megawatt plus renewable projects has several $100 million worth of economic impact to the community. This has translated into hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars flowing into Imperial County. Would everyone give Jim a round of applause? We work with Jim on 2 long-term contracts to send up to 280 megawatts of solar power over SDG&E's Sunrise PowerLink transmission line running from the valley to San Diego. We're excited to say that Tenaska and Imperial South is online and delivering energy as promised, and Tenaska Imperial West is going to start construction this year, bringing more jobs and more money in the form of workers' paychecks, vendor contracts, and tax payments to the valley. Imperial County and Imperial Irrigation District and staff are a testament to what's possible with great community leadership and commitment. The Imperial County Board of Supervisors, including then Chairman Mike Kelly and members Ray Castillo, John Renison, Jack Terrasas, and Gary Wyatt, along with staff members Ralph Cordova, Andy Horn, and Jim Minnick, had the foresight to know that renewable energy would be an important economic boost to the county. They worked hard to bring as many benefits as possible to the citizens of Imperial County while striking a delicate balance to ensure the projects were able to prosper. These benefits included hiring locally, purchasing construction supplies and services from local businesses, and making Imperial County the point of sales for sales tax purposes. In addition to the millions of local sales tax payments made by Tenaska Imperial South, Tenaska also helped to purchase a 4-wheel drive fire truck for the county. The Imperial Irrigation District, whose board of directors, including Matt Desert and Jim Hanks, and general manager Kevin Kelly and other senior management, also worked tirelessly to find solutions to make sure ratepayers were protected while supporting and encouraging renewable energy development. Imperial Irrigation and Imperial County deserve a lot of credit for their support of these renewable energy projects. Their strong leadership is to be commended. Would you all join me in a round of applause for Imperial County and IID's leadership? In early 2012, we hired one of Imperial County's own, local business owner Tom Tapuzis, to be our community relations representative in the Valley. Tom is tireless and has been an important addition to our team. As a member of the community, he cares deeply about the Valley's economic growth and success, and his love of the Valley and his community is evident in everything he does. As the start of the construction of the Tenaska Imperial South project neared, we made every effort to hire qualified local workers. Tenaska partnered with Frank Marquez at Imperial County Workforce Development One-Step Centers and Martha Escobar and Guillermo Salgado at the California Employment Development Department to host a local job fair in June of 2012. They are largely responsible for the success of that job fair, which drew a record turnout of over 1,150 job seekers. Of the more than 500 construction workers hired for the Tenaska Imperial South project, 70% were from Imperial County. They did a great job at building that facility. Tenaska and our construction contractor, First Solar, worked with Sean Wilcock at IVEDC to establish a procurement program to help renewable energy projects in the Valley identify and hire qualified local contractors and vendors. This procurement program was extremely successful. Tenaska Imperial South awarded more than $20 million in local contracts. Supply agreements for water, ice, portable facilities, restrooms, fuel service, reprographics, a water treatment unit, and a septic system were all awarded locally. Duggins Construction and the local office of Granite Construction were awarded contracts on the projects. Jim Duggins, Russell Robin, and Jeff Mercer also did great work for us, and we hope to recreate similar relationships with local companies, again on Tenaska Imperial West. Both the procurement program and the job fairs have been used successfully on other projects, which have helped both the citizens of Imperial County and other renewable energy developers. It's a great example of how we are working together to build successful businesses that benefit our community. Tenaska Imperial South was the first large-scale solar facility in the valley to deliver renewable energy to San Diego through SDG&E's Sunrise PowerLink. We celebrated that milestone last May, and I have a short video from that to show you.
Is really going to give us a lot of good press on that these things are real, they are happening. They're producing energy, they're producing taxes, and they're producing jobs.
Well, it's a big day for everybody, including the state. The IID's role here is to find a way. I mean, what we're trying to do is figure out how we can support this industry down here. And at the same time, we want to be a part of this industry down here. Actually, what we're trying to do is create a growth industry down here, and it's going to be renewable energy. That'll help provide jobs for the area. We have 30% unemployment. We really think jobs are important down here. And if the agencies work together, this is the result. So we're very supportive of this.
It's a great day, and we really appreciate all the cooperation we have been receiving from Imperial County, Imperial Irrigation District, Bureau of Land Management. Also, we greatly appreciate the support we received from our customer, San Diego Gas and Electric, in getting us the backfeed, 3 months ahead of the schedule.
Well, it is a big day. California has the biggest wind project, geothermal project, and solar projects in the world, and today this project joins those as a landmark addition to our clean energy portfolio in the state, and it's providing jobs and helping fight air pollution, so we're really happy to be here to support it.
The community spectrum was charged up with the symbolism of power on for renewable energy to tens of thousands of San Diego homes.
3, 2, 1, hit it.
All right.
Tenaska Imperial Solar Energy South became the first large-scale solar facility to deliver renewable energy to San Diego through the Sunrise PowerLink.
Yeah, this is exciting. We kind of started down this path towards the development of renewable resources here in California, and we had a vision at SDG&E that Imperial County could play a big part of that. We started with the Sunrise PowerLink. Gosh, it's been close to 10 years ago now. It's been energized for a year now, and this is one of the first big solar projects to come online here in the Imperial County.
It's a very big day. We're finally getting power on the grid sent to San Diego Gas and Electric. We've been working for this for many years.
Very excited to be sending the power from this project at Tenaska Imperial Solar Energy Center South to the SDG&E market through the Sunrise PowerLink. Very excited about that.
Projects such as this and the event that's taking place today is really going to give us a lot of good press on that these things are real, they are happening. They're producing energy, they're producing taxes, and they're producing jobs.
Well, it's a big day for everybody, including the state. The IID's role here is to find a way. I mean, what we're trying to do is figure out how we can support this industry down here. And at the same time, we want to be a part of this industry down here. Actually, what we're trying to do is create a growth industry down here, and it's going to be renewable energy. That'll help.
I'm sure you recognize some of the people on the tape. Thank you to those in the room here today who celebrated that milestone with us. Tenaska Imperial South represents an investment of over $500 million in the Imperial Valley's economy, and it's one of the largest commercially financed solar projects in the United States. It's no secret that Imperial County has been deeply involved with renewable energy for more than 20 years with geothermal, and it has significant renewable energy development over the past few years, including with the county and the IID's Salton Sea Restoration and Renewable Energy Initiative. But as we know, we can't rest on past accomplishments. So where do we go from here? Maybe the place to start is to look at where we are now. Investor-owned utilities in California recently reported their net short calculation, showing how their renewable procurement compares to their renewable portfolio standard requirement. The report shows that the major utilities, SDG&E, SCE, and PG, have contracted for enough renewable energy to meet the requirements through at least the year 2020. We must then ask ourselves, what will drive the demand for new renewables in the coming years? The answer is project failures and an increase in the RPS requirement. Let me explain. Not all projects that have contracts will get built, and utilities will continue to contract for renewable energy to replace those projects that are not successful. Projects are more likely to fail if they are located in areas with significant local opposition, which creates delays in permitting, or in location where access to transmission is not sufficient, or if costs to develop, construct, and permit the project are not supported by the contract. Imperial Valley can continue to attract new renewable energy projects by continuing to be proactive in streamlining permitting, providing economic incentives to renewable projects, identifying ways to address transmission constraints, and getting creative and finding additional value adds for renewable projects. As we all know, building renewable projects of this magnitude is no simple task. From a statewide policy perspective, a robust renewable portfolio standard is imperative if the state hopes to continue to drive renewable energy development and reduce greenhouse gas emissions. To that end, the 33% RPS mandate must be increased to maintain renewable energy development momentum and growth. At the local level, several items are critical to the success of these projects. You must have a strong resource. You must be able to get permits and have a community support. You need a transmission line with available capacity to deliver this resource to the market. You must have the financial backing to build these projects. You must have a competitively priced offering. And finally, you must have a market or a customer. As much as we are changing as an industry, we think there is no substitute for well-sited utility-scale renewable projects. Carl Steels is Imperial Irrigation District's energy manager. We applaud Carl's leadership and IID's strategic planning to meet the renewable needs of the West. IID is working to ensure Imperial County leads the way for the future of renewable energy. Carl and his team are planning new transmission lines and working to build them at competitive prices to multiple potential customers. Access to additional customers is critical for Imperial Valley. Currently, all or nearly all of the renewable energy produced in Imperial Valley is purchased by IID or SDG&E. SDG&E retail sales are just a portion of the total sales in the state, and therefore just a portion of the total renewable market in the state. By improving access to additional customers like Southern California Edison or Southern California Public Power Authority, Imperial County will be able to increase its market share of the renewable market. IID also understands the competitive nature of development from a cost perspective, and to that end is reducing costs, including wheeling, to help make renewable projects within its service territory more economically viable. That spurs further renewable development in the valley that benefits everyone, IID, developers, and Imperial Valley community. Reducing costs for projects in the Imperial Valley is critical. Imperial Valley projects are competing against other counties in California and surrounding states to attract these projects. From 2007 through 2011, approximately 14% of the renewable contract capacity approved by the CPUC was located here in Imperial County. Since then, Imperial County's market share has dropped approximately 2%. We've had great success as an industry in reducing costs of renewable generation. There's a push for more distributed generation projects and energy storage. We're at the beginning of a revolution in the power industry, an industry that has traditionally been very slow to change. We've heard about it today, but there's a group here that is focused on attracting renewables to the Salton Sea area, which may generate much needed funds for restoration activities such as wildlife habitat and air quality management, in addition to providing renewable energy. This is one example of the value adds that I mentioned, which can create a unique incentive for renewable projects to locate in Imperial County. This has been a great week so far, befitting of a locale that's building its reputation as a solar energy capital of the United States. This is the 7th year for the Imperial Valley Renewable Energy Summit, and they just keep getting better and better. Thank you, Imperial Valley Economic Development Corporation, for organizing the summit, and to the IVEDC staff for another job well done. Cynthia Macha and Jennifer Jaime, I know you do a lot to make sure everyone's in the right place at the right time, and your whole team is exceptional. And thank you to the sponsors for your support of the summit and of the renewable energy in the Valley. Please join me in a round of applause for all those folks and all the speakers and presenters. As I'm sure you can tell, we think the Valley is a great place to do business. We are fortunate to have leaders who share a vision of the Valley becoming the renewable energy capital of the nation, creating a new clean energy economy and much needed jobs. These leaders include the IVEDC, the Imperial County Board of Supervisors, the Imperial Irrigation District, San Diego Gas and Electric, the Bureau of Land Management, California Energy Commission, other state and federal elected officials, county and state employment services, and colleges and schools, and each and every one of you who contribute in different ways to the community. Combine this support with SDG&E's construction of the Sunrise Power Link to the population centers of the state and the Imperial Valley's known solar factors, and this area has been the recipe for solar success, which is exactly what attracted us here in the first place. Our nation is increasingly realizing solar energy's value and potential. As the renewable energy market evolves, the continued leadership of Imperial Valley public officials and community leaders will be necessary to achieve the renewable energy development vision for the Valley. And TNASCA wants to help. We've seen firsthand the Valley's potential. We believe in the Valley and its leadership. We want to work with Imperial County and IID to attract new utility-scale renewable energy projects. As has been the case in the past, collaboration between various government and private entities, what has worked so well here in the past, is critical for future success. In closing, we believe the future of renewable energy in Imperial County looks very bright, and we are grateful to be part of the Imperial Valley community. We have the relationships we have been able to develop here, appreciate the contribution that everyone has made to create a business-friendly environment here, and look forward to working side by side with you here in the Valley for the long term. Thank you.
Thank you, Bob. Two things are coming up. One, well, actually three things. We're going to have a video from IBEW NECA in just a moment. And then after that, they're setting up the desserts. I know you've been waiting for that. And then after that, they're going to be partitioning these off, so it's going to be 3 areas here for the breakouts. And then after that, there's the banquet, and then after that, there's the golf tournament. So there's a lot of things coming up here. But what I'd like to do first is see if Connor's ready with the video. Are you set? Okay, let's see it.
Before the IBEW entered right here into the Imperial Valley, there wasn't much opportunity. When I barely got out of high school, there was no way I would have ever been able to enter this field, no matter how hard I tried. And if I did try, I would have found very small jobs probably and not have the backing of the union behind me. What it means to be an IBEW member is it's not just the work, it's an actual career, like an actual family. I don't just go there and work, I see my members, I help them out and they in turn help me, and we help create this wonderful project for the whole community. It's incredible.
Where I see my career going in the IBEW is graduating and becoming a licensed journeyman, and as well as becoming a foreman someday of a project. I'm being a great electrician. If I had not found this opportunity, we would not have been able to live here in the Valley.
You get a pretty good benefits, but also you keep learning, prepare yourself, getting more certifications, you get paid better, more opportunities to work.
I've been a member for about 4 months already. I started at the CW and now I'm an apprentice. I'm most excited about that I could learn and I could keep progressing and get paid better, and I'll have a career for the future to come. I like working on projects that are also good for the environment and that are renewable, because I feel like I'm helping the planet, like I'm doing something constructive rather than destructive. It's helping the environment, it's clean, it's not damaging, it's not polluting the atmosphere or nothing like that. I think that all these energy projects that are coming up for the Imperial County are going to benefit the county a lot, and hopefully it can spread like throughout the United States, and it'll do the same elsewhere. So as other people that have high unemployment rates, they could do projects such as these, and they can get back on their feet.
I've been in the IBEW. This is going to be the end of my second year. Before the IBEW, I was doing an assortment of a lot of odd jobs. At one point, I was working 2 jobs at the same time just to sort of stay afloat. Being a part of the apprenticeship just opens up a lot of opportunities, especially right now in the Imperial Valley. A lot of energy jobs here in the Imperial Valley, which is great because just a few years ago, the Imperial Valley found itself, trailing behind most counties in California as far as employment. And now they've become an energy hotspot, not just in California, but in the entire United States. So a lot of people that found themselves out of work and hopeless a couple of years ago are now learning new skills and learning a trade. I think it's great for the Imperial County in general, because just a few years ago the Imperial County was just a little pit stop of California, and everybody was just trying to get through it. But now I think the whole country has eyes on the Imperial Valley and sees its potential and how important it is to develop green energy projects. So at the end of this apprenticeship, I hope to journey out here in the Imperial Valley and become a journeyman and see where it takes us from here.
I've been a member of the IBEW for almost 6 years. When I exited the Marine Corps shortly after serving in the Middle East in support of Operation Iraqi Freedom, I came home, I exited active duty, started going to college, and then kind of bounced around a little. There wasn't much work out here, and if whatever there was, there wasn't anything where you could sustain a good middle class lifestyle. I hope that my electrical career, at the very least, helps me live a good, decent lifestyle, middle class, and I can put my kids through college and have a good retirement, and retirement with the dignity that I think all working men and women deserve. But the opportunities are endless, and there's no telling where we can go from here.
Again, we'd like to thank IBEW, NECA for their support as a platinum sponsor. What's going to happen is, as I said, the room's going to be divided into thirds for the breakout session. Option 1 is renewable energy and energy storage. Option 2 is renewable energy, emerging technologies. And option 3 is the commercializing of biofuels. So that will start at about 2 o'clock. So between now and 2, there's a lot of desserts there. The expo area is open. Have fun. Thank you.